What's up, guys? My name is JDCut5 and welcome to the Chelsea versus PSG match review, where Chelsea are champions of the world. Yes, we hear it. I just can't even comprehend what happened yesterday, and let's talk all about it. So Chelsea 3, Paris Saint-Germain nil. Take that. Take a little minute just to sink in, because it was brilliant. It was a really, really entertaining game, and from our perspective, we've been written off a lot. I wouldn't say I was the most confident person going into it, in fairness. I mean, if you asked me before the game, I'd probably say that we'd compete, but I'm not too sure how much we're going to be off the pace in terms of what Paris Saint-Germain have displayed. Because in fairness, they have absolutely taken apart everybody, and not just one, they've absolutely smashed everyone. And that's the difference. I mean, they beat Arsenal, they beat Aston Villa, they beat City, they beat Liverpool, they beat Madrid, they beat Inter Milan, they beat Bayern Munich, and upset little old Chelsea. I didn't agree so much on the punditry before all of this, because I think it's been really poor for how much we have been written off. I'm not one to support other British teams when they're in finals and things like that. Don't get me wrong, but the doubt was the worrying factor about it, and I think that's probably why there was so much concern if we were going to win or not, because the amount that was coming from the pundits that nobody backed us whatsoever, and this young squad stepped up and they delivered and they won the first ever in this sort of kind of particular tournament, where now obviously the Club World Cup is now the Intercontinental, what was previously, and now this is the new Club World Cup, so the first ever team to do so. Talking through the actual game itself, I think we started really quickly. As Maresca said, we kind of set the level of where we wanted to play within the tempo. I don't feel like we kind of let off straight away, which was quite nice. So I think the intention was to be able to start the game nice and fast, set the tempo and see where kind of PSG fall with it and see where the gaps lie. Maresca's game plan was spot on, with Palmer being able to kind of scoop into the middle and really find his kind of space and be able to have an opportunity. First one fell within the 10th minute, where Cole Palmer had a ball flicked back from João Pedro, a lovely flick in fairness, and then he kind of looked to curl it round into the top corner, but just past the post on that occasion. And that's where it really started. PSG had a couple of chances after that, but nothing really too much to worry Robert Sanchez, in fairness. And then up stepped Cole Palmer. A lovely ball from Sanchez, in fairness, to Malo Gusto, where he was able to take it upon his stride on the right hand side and really kind of do well. And in fairness, attempt goal himself by cutting inside, looking to score for himself. But luckily it fell to Cole Palmer, and he is cold. He is cold because he's so cool, calm and collected on that pitch, and it showed, because not many players, when they shoot the ball, it sounds strange, but he hits it with such placement and precision. There's a lot of power behind it for able to go in the position that it's going, but at the same time, he doesn't absolutely larrup up the ball. He doesn't put his laces through it. It's like it's such a unbelievable technique and a very unique technique, 'cause not a lot of players can do it. And he slotted it home to make it 1-0 in the 22nd minute, and from that point onwards, we completely just hounded them. We really, really did. And up stepped Cole Palmer once again, this time having a bit more room to roam in that middle of the park there. And he did really, really well, in fairness. Another ball into the middle. He took it upon himself to be able to have it where he's got plenty of space. And as similar to his first goal, he slots it past the keeper. And an unbelievable goal at that. And you know, I wanted to get it at half-time at 2-0, and I was happy with that. But João Pedro, wow, what a signing he has been. We was on holiday a week ago. He's come into the semi-final, scored 2 goals, and he came into the final and won. Scored another goal and won the Club World Cup. It was his first trophy. I think it's been with the club basically like a week or so, 11 days, I think it is, or something silly, which is crazy. It's mad to think, in fairness. A lovely ball from Palmer, 2 goals and assists, but a lovely ball from Palmer, and a really, really cool, calm and collective finish from João Pedro. He could have tried to place it past the keeper, he could have thumped it straight at him, but he dinked it over him, and a lovely technique from João Pedro meant we went 3-0 up before the break. Robert Sanchez did make a good save from a header that was crossed into the air. I'm not too sure who actually latched onto it for PSG. But then it was the kind of moment where if we score 3 goals in the first half, there's no reason why PSG can't. And we couldn't write them off because of the sort of team they are, in fairness. A top team. They are a top team. As much as they didn't perform yesterday, they are a top team. They did come out the blocks with a lot of possession. I mean, when you talk about the possession, I think we had 34% or something, and they had the majority possession, majority passes. And when you look at it, when you were to look at it as stats wise, not like it means too much, but when you look at it from stats wise, they were absolutely all over it. Kvaratskhelia had a good opportunity where he cut him from the left to like on the left hand side to the right, looked to try and curl it around the post, but not to be done. And Robert Sanchez made it a very good some good saves. Barcola came close when he came off onto the pitch for Kvaratskhelia. Sorry, he made a really good impact, and there just wasn't no stopping it. There really wasn't. Liam Delap had a really good moment where he came off the bench and nearly scored within about 30 seconds. And I think the game kind of petered out from that point onwards, and then it was obviously getting a little bit feisty. PSG were kind of running out of answers, and they just didn't really seem to know how to solve the problem at hand. João Neves took out Cucurella at that moment in time where he got a bit feisty, and there was a bit of moment where he completely picked him up. And then it was the case where he pulled his hair. I think every Chelsea player should have really long hair. I think they really should, because I think that's 2 times now Cucurella's had players sent off, and it should have been a third when we played against Tottenham that time and Harry Kane pulled him down. Unbelievable. Obviously, João Neves sent off down to 10, and that was it. It was something very magnificent. Sorry, it was something very kind of unrealistic at the time, but looking back on it, when the way that we played and the team that we've got and the process that we are in, I think it's a massive big step. And I understand from other people's point of views in terms of fans where they say, oh, it's a glorified friendly, it's just another money making scheme. And in some ways, for UEFA or FIFA, shall we say, they obviously want to make money, and this is another way of making money, correct? But it's a massive competition. It really is in some respect. This is now obviously taking over the obviously from the fact where it's intercontinental and Club World Cup. I'm not too sure if the winners of the Champions League still go into that thing and they win an intercontinental now, and that's still a running thing. But brilliant. We are champions, not of just Europe, of the world, and a lot of people will be sick of hearing that and not thinking it's big, but it is. The prize money goes to show for it, the press goes to show for it, the excitement around the fans goes to show for it. It's a massive statement where Chelsea were in 2021 being sanctioned, not even a hope at the point in time where we obviously reached an FA Cup final against Liverpool. We lost on penalties. Went to the new season, 5 or 6 games in, Thomas Tuchel gets sacked. We then have Graham Potter. Then he doesn't really do that well. We get Frank Lampard. We win nothing. We finish, I think, 11th, 10th. Pochettino takes over. We finish 6th in the league. We get to another cup final, but that time, once again, we lose. It's been a roller coaster of emotion in terms of how we've really kind of uproar, and people say, well, you spent £1 billion, what do you expect? And it's not that easy, and we've sold a lot of players as well. And please, if people don't realise that, do your research, because we have sold millions, near to £1 billion worth of players. And it's a massive change, it's a massive process. These players are very young. Normally winners aren't young, they're normally experienced, but they have definitely kind of at that point now where they're young but they're experienced because they're becoming winners. And that is the complete difference between where we were a few years ago compared to where we are now. And these players are only going to get better. They're only going to get better. João Pedro, 23. Cole Palmer, 23. They're only going to get better. And yeah, so lost for words. It's a really nice sight. But I was just going to run you through the lineup and thought of my individual thought on every single player that did play in this match. So this was the lineup, not so much the formation, but I have made this in very short time, so bear with me. Robert Sanchez in goal, played an absolute stellar part in a season where he's been very much up and down, I have to say. He's been very much up and down. I'm still not sure. I'm still not sure on him. I'll say that. And he had a great game. He's got the Golden Glove for the tournament. and he really did do us a solid, in fairness. And if he were to play like that, then fine. But we haven't seen that consistently enough yet. So maybe times will be changing for Robert Sanchez. Weirder things have happened, I suppose. Marc Cucurella does Marc Cucurella things. He was just unbelievable. He's been solid all season. One of the standout players for Chelsea, and if not one of my kind of players where I'd say he could potentially be my player of the season over Caicedo. I don't know. I've got a very kind of just a big support for Cucurella. I mean, there was points where under Potter he got booed off the pitch against West Ham away, and now he's a fan favourite. Unbelievable player, unbelievable tournament, unbelievable the way he played. He had Doué in his pocket the whole game. And yeah, brilliant stuff. Over to the right hand side, Malo Gusto. Haven't been his biggest of fans of late, in fairness. He's been kind of weak on that right hand side, but attacking wise he was absolutely phenomenal, and in defensive wise he threw himself at every challenge and he did absolutely superb, so fair play to Malo. Colwell and Chalobah were a really solid pairing, in fairness. Obviously we've had Tosin being playing in some games, Badiashile in some, obviously not the most solid of options. Obviously we've got Fofana that's injured at this moment in time. So it's difficult to whether Chelsea will make another upgrade in terms of the centre-back role. But these two are a great pairing, and I really hope that Chalobah does stay, because obviously there has been talks previously. And this was a man that was in the fringe squad at the start of this season and got loaned out to Palace, and look where he is now. Unbelievable stuff and an unbelievable progress from Chalobah. In the midfield, it's probably been the best pairing that we've seen in recent years, and in fairness, in terms of world football as well, Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez, absolute phenomenal pairing. Them two do not stop running for the ball. Technically gifted in terms of being able to go forward for Enzo Fernandez as well. He's an absolute solid option as an attacking midfielder. Offers a lot. Again, really good defensively. Works well with his teammate. His work rate is superb. And the same goes for Caicedo. I thought he might be injured for this game. I wasn't too sure, in fairness, but up stepped Caicedo, and he just put in an absolute solid performance, and so did Reece James. A really good performance. Not exactly in the most favourable position, being a centre midfielder and a kind of defensive role in that being the case, but really did it well. Captained his side from Chelsea being a young boy to now a young man that's leading his boyhood squad and a boyhood club, and crazy. He must be on top of the world right now. Pedro Neto, probably not his best game in a Chelsea shirt, but I felt like he did really well on that left-hand side still. He offers us so much with his pace. He opens up the space as well on the left-hand side, I feel like when he's been able to get onto the ball and shift the ball forward quick, I feel like he does really well at doing it. And he's an integral part of this squad, that is for sure. And he's had a very good tournament. He scored a few goals in this tournament as well. He's had a very good tournament. Obviously the first goal for Chelsea in this Club World Cup tournament, so fair play to Neto. And it was nice to see a little dedication to Andre and Diogo Jota. On the right hand side we had Cole Palmer. He was absolutely phenomenal. Cold as you like. 2 goals, 1 assist, and there's no words to say that this man is turning into a superstar. He really is. And lastly but not least, we had João Pedro. He's fit into the squad like he's been playing for years, in fairness. An unbelievable addition. Someone that we're going to cherish hopefully in recent and coming years. And let's hope he can bag plenty of goals in the new season. Substitutes, Andre Santos came onto the pitch after Enzo Fernandez seemed to cop a knock. I think Santos played about 25 to 30 minutes, I think he played. A really good performance, in fairness. I feel like coming into this game, you know, when you come in at 3-0 up and PSG are pressing you, it's not an easy game to adjust yourself to, and he did it really well and really comfortable, like he had been on the pitch for the full 90, in fairness. So fair play. I do really rate him. It's just whether he's going to get the game time next season. And Liam Delap also coming onto the pitch, a near goal, and he had a moment where he nearly took it round the keeper, but Donnarumma made 2 stellar saves, in fairness. So was unlucky not to make it a Chelsea 4th. We had some other substitutes with Dewsbury Hall coming onto the pitch also, but that was more till the latter part of the game. But a really good performance, a solid tournament, an absolute unbelievable amount of history created at this moment in time. Chelsea Football Club have won it all, and there is nothing you can say about it. And that's it. Cheers, guys. I hope you guys have enjoyed this. It's nice to be able to make a video. Hopefully I can do a little kind of season review now it's all over, and we'll kind of take it from there, hoping to get more content out soon. But until then, as I said, I hope you guys have enjoyed this one. Please like and subscribe, and don't forget to hit that notification button so you never miss a video. Cheers.